Bullying is a well-established form of abuse that can occur in many different contexts, or for many different reasons, such as appearance, gender, sexuality, race, etc. In recent years, a new form, cyberbullying, has developed, which, according to a study from 2011, is affecting up to 20% of 12 to 17-year-olds each year. To help us understand cyberbullying, we have RMIT student researcher Jason Haynes with us. Jason, thanks for joining us. So what is cyberbullying exactly, and how does it differ from more traditional forms of bullying?
On one hand, it's very similar to the more traditional forms. It still seeks to harm or intimidate someone else. The key difference is the way that it's carried out. Cyberbullying can be defined as using technology to deliberately and repeatedly bully someone. So SMS, social networks, email for example.
So what's the big deal? Isn't it just the same as getting picked on in the schoolyard?
Well, not really. Traditionally, bullying is being carried out face to face. That means that a victim does have an opportunity to escape. By using technology, bullies can reach their victim anytime, from anywhere. This makes life especially difficult for a victim who no longer has the ability to completely remove themselves from the situation. This can quickly lead to feelings of being trapped and can amplify the effects of the bullying.
I know how I feel as an adult when I'm trapped by a person or a situation. It must be a whole lot worse for young people who are still developing their social and coping skills.
That's exactly right. To make matters worse, social media also provides temptation for others to join in with the bullying and provides the mechanism to do so. In many cases, we find one person starts the bullying, but a group of friends joins in with the torment. This very public humiliation can cause things to escalate very fast.
Wow, the digital world is a dangerous place for a teenager to grow up. I'm glad we didn't have this problem when I was young.
Precisely. You've just touched on an important point. This form of bullying is something that's developed so rapidly. It's not something that parents expected to be dealing with. Awareness is increasing now and the problem is being addressed, but we're very much playing a game of catch up.
Okay, so what can be done about this?
Cyberbullying can be tackled from two directions. One focuses on the human aspect, the other on the technology itself. Much of the advice for helping kids with traditional bullying still holds true for cyberbullying, but I think there's some room for improvement in the technology. Some viewers may be aware of the concept of a forum moderator. Participants in an internet forum have the ability to click a button to report inappropriate content to a moderator. If it's found to breach the site's terms of service, then action is taken.
So, a kind of self-policing system. But how can this help with cyberbullying where it's not really practical to employ or appoint moderators?
Often the best people to decide whether bullying has occurred or to do something about it are the victims themselves and their parents. Social media providers could have a similar reporting mechanism built into accounts held by minors. If the report button instead triggers an alert with the parent or guardian, then it's more likely to get effective support for the child.
But isn't that a bit big brother, especially for young people who are so keen to gain independence from mum and dad?
I can see how that's a concern, but it needn't mean that mum and dad are spying on their children, simply that they can get alerts and act if necessary. It's like taking your child to watch a movie with an M rating. Children under 15 are still allowed to be exposed to the content, but only if a suitable adult is taking responsibility for their well-being. If implemented correctly, the technology could provide a similar scenario here. Children still have the opportunity to participate. The provider has been socially responsible by providing protection mechanisms, and the parents who are ultimately responsible for the child's well-being are given the means to care for them. It will provide an easy way for children or their friends to report the bullying and hopefully put a stop to it.
Okay. Well, what about technologies where this is not possible or if things need to be taken further?
Well, there's some positive news here. Fortunately, current technology already makes it easier to gather evidence and track the source of the bullying. Text messages and emails can be saved or printed. Bullies can be traced using account information or IP addresses. Computers can take screenshots to capture bullying content before anyone has a chance to remove the evidence. Some of these are relatively easy things to do with the technology we have now. Parents should educate themselves on how to do this, and they should be teaching their children how to save the evidence if they feel they're being bullied.
So, quite a difficult issue, but not one that's impossible to deal with. Jason, thanks for your time and for sharing your expertise.